Hello, bonjour, hola, yay.
Bonsoir plutôt, oui. Hello.
Hey, welcome everyone to Live with Cricket Song. And today, many of you will recognize my guest.
She's here.
Yes, right. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's reversed. ObsidianFire is with me today. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gengar. Hi to Basai. Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine. Hello, everybody. Yay, I'm so happy that ObsidianFire is here today. I miss you so much.
Me too.
I know. So, hi, ObsidianFire in chat. Yeah. In chat.
Yeah, it's me. I was where?
You're in chat. Today we're going to talk about, at least we're going to start with talking about the do's and don'ts of magical practice and witchcraft, or witchcraft and magical practice. And I do encourage you all to share your do's and don'ts in the chat too. This is where we're going to start with our conversation. If our conversation goes off in a different direction, I'm okay with that today, as long as it stays with witchcraft and magic.
Yeah,
but because we haven't had ObsidianFire in a while, so yeah.
It was when, like, a month ago?
Was it last month? Did I have you on last month?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't
Maybe
remember.
A little more than a month, but I think it was something like that.
Was it a month ago?
Let me check.
I don't remember, because I'm only doing 2 shows a month now anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. And we want to schedule her again in the future too, but
yep.
Do's and don'ts. So I guess we can.
No, it wasn't a month. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't think it was a month. It was like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No need to apologize.
So
hello, Earth Cat. Yay. Yeah, because I think, it's been a while. So I guess let's start with don'ts. I guess because maybe I don't know if there's more. I just jotted down a few right now. And I kind of did a really quick search online to see what other people suggested might be do's and don'ts. And we can talk about it, but I'd like to kind of, I guess, start with our don'ts, because I don't think I have many don'ts.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think we can start with the obvious one, like don't leave your candles unattended. I think that's a good don't, and that's like the obvious don't, but I think it's important for us to like state that. So if you're doing candle magic, or maybe you're not even doing candle magic, but you're lighting candles because you're doing a ritual, don't leave them unattended. That's especially if you're outside. I don't know about you, but sometimes I've been outside doing ritual with a group, and a wind comes by, and if someone's not tending that candle, it goes out, which that's okay. But if it doesn't go out and it falls over, it can easily catch other things on fire.
Yeah. But it's the same thing indoor.
Yeah.
You better not put your candle too close of anything that can catch on fire.
Right. Yeah. Or if you have pets, I don't know about you, but my cat is knocking shit off my altar.
Yeah. When I have to, or when I choose to do candle magic, the one that requires the candle to burn out completely, I leave it in a big, tall candle holder, just to prevent my cat to burn or the flag to burn.
Yeah. Before we can look at, we got one. Yay! Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
whatever feels good for you.
Is the circle of protection a do or a don't?
Well, It's a whatever feels good for you.
Well, right. What about for you? What about for you as a circle
It's
of
whatever feels right at the moment.
yeah,
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
yeah. Yeah, and I think for me, I think the circle of protection. If I don't tend to cast circle only because where I generally perform magic is in my sacred space, which
Yes,
is already
already
sort
protected.
of a
Uh-huh.
protection, but I
Mhm.
don't really look at it necessarily as a circle of protection. I'm not worried about things hurting me. I'm more concerned about unwanted energies like mingling with what
Yeah,
I'm doing. I'm not afraid. I guess that's the for me a circle of protection, at least for me, sounds like I'm afraid of other things. And I'm
yeah,
not
for
afraid of
sure.
other things. I just don't want other things mingling with my shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's not necessarily about fear. It's just you wanna keep the energy you raise kind of pure, if I may
Mm.
say.
Yeah, and Jasmine does say for ceremonial magicians, it's a do. I definitely understand that. I
Yeah,
definitely understand that.
yeah, I
I definitely
understand.
understand that. Um, don't compare another don't. Don't compare your magic, your practice, your craft, your way of doing things with others.
Uh-huh.
That's a don't for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, don't do that. You do that, you're going to fall short. You're
Yeah,
going to find more
you will probably
problems with
yeah,
yours. Yeah.
you will lost your confidence. And if you start doubting yourself, we know where it's going from there. So do not compare.
Yeah. Yeah, you need definitely to have confidence in what you're doing or
Yeah,
what you're attempting to do in order for it to manifest. So any doubt is going to erode your own power. So
yeah,
comparing yourself to others, whether it's on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook or on YouTube, or whether it's in person. I mean, and even if you have a teacher or a mentor, or if you are the teacher or mentor. Don't compare yourself to your students, and students don't compare yourself to your mentor or teacher. It's one thing to listen and take in knowledge from these individuals, and maybe you want to try out things and add it to yours, but don't say my teacher or my mentor is so much better than, don't, because that's eroding your own power, that's eroding your own craft.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think, at least in
yeah.
my opinion.
There's a time to question yourself
Mm.
before you go to your magical work.
Hmm.
This is the good time to think again, rethink, evaluate,
Yeah.
try
Why am I doing this?
something, find an inspiration, or this is the preparation time.
Yeah.
When you are on it, no, 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 don't question yourself anymore. This is not the time now. If you do
Right.
that, you will lessen the power that you are trying to raise.
Right. And I think there's a difference. I really think there's a difference between um, questioning your own intentions, questioning the way that you're going to do a spell or a magical working, and sort of gathering information and questioning yourself and crafting what you're going to do, as opposed to just looking at your practice as a whole and comparing it to someone else. Oh, Obsidian's altar is so much prettier than mine. Oh, the way Jasmine does her rituals is so much better than mine. You keep doing that as a witch, you are eroding your own magic. You're eroding
Yes,
your own power.
and
Oh, that
and
girl on Instagram has such a pretty ritual garbs than I do. I mean, you keep doing shit like that, pretty soon you're gonna like have no power left to do anything
yeah,
for yourself. Yeah.
absolutely.
Um, yeah. Oh, don't brag. ObsidianFire was mentioning this when we were talking about the do's and don'ts prior to coming online.
Yep.
Yeah. You wanna discuss don't brag?
Well, in my opinion, bragging is kind of the reverse face of the compare yourself to other. It's you are feeling superior to other by bragging, but this is just like talking. Okay, what you are able to do, only your magic can do, can tell. So no need to go outside and brag about all the mighty power that you have. Just, do your shit and shut up.
Yeah, yeah. And I was
Yep.
mentioning that. I mean, if we look at the witch's pyramid, to be silent is part of that. And I do think bragging or carrying oneself as all powerful, the Almighty. I mean, I've joked in the past about the power of 10,000 witches. I think there's a fine line between confidence and bragging.
Yep.
And I think we need to check ourselves often. I mean, if we're going into a working and we know we have not only our own power, and that's something different too. I think bragging about your own power and bragging or being confident in the power that you can channel is a little different too. But again, these are fine lines, and I
Yeah,
think we know when we've crossed those lines.
I
I
think
think.
we do. If we are just like being honest with ourselves, I think we know when we cross this fine line, and it's easily crossed.
Yeah, and
So,
I think bragging is negative energy, but I also think that sometimes individuals brag because they are feeling powerless, and they try to build self-confidence in
absolutely.
bragging about what they can do.
To believe in them, in
Right. Believe in
themselves,
themselves.
in the
Exactly.
end, because that's why I was thinking it's like, the opposite face of the don't question you, don't compare yourself to other. It's kind of the same, but
Exactly.
in reverse, like trying to put out on the world like you are almighty when you feel really like a little thing, but
Yeah.
it's not helping. It's not,
Right. Right.
because in the end you didn't find your own power. You didn't find the confidence you need because you are here like trying to compensate. Yeah, is,
Yeah.
is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in the end, what it tells is that you do not believe in what you are doing.
Right. See, and I think this is a good question. Is it bragging or doing your affirmations? I think if you are looking yourself in the mirror, if you're looking at your reflection and you are
Exactly.
saying things that, like, I am a powerful witch, I can do wonderful magic, I carry the power of 10,000 witches, that is affirmations because you're telling
Yes.
it to yourself. I
Yeah.
think it crosses the line into bragging when then I go to ObsidianFire and I say, "Yo, girl, I have the power of 10,000 witches. Watch your back." That's bragging. I
Yes,
think.
it is. It would be, and there is an obvious difference in the first case. You are practicing like a little bit of shadow work and a huge amount of psychology. In the end, you are working on yourself to find your own confidence, to find your way, to find your voice, and you are just you with yourself, and you are working on that. This is way different than going on your channel on Instagram and, oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so powerful. You know what I can do to you? Just don't do anything against me, because then you know all the
You know
shit
what?
I
You know
can
what?
see
You know
all
what I
over
can
the
summon?
internet.
Yeah, you know what I can summon. You know what I can conjure. You know what? You
Yeah,
know what I worked with
I'm,
last night.
I'm a daughter of a demon. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. I feel like there definitely is a difference. Hello.
That's a huge one.
Okay, what's this? Sometimes, Gia, the Dutch one. Sometimes talking about magic to someone in awe or looking up to you is dubious too. Easy to cross the line because you want
Yeah.
to live up to their expectations. Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. That's why it's important to stay true to yourself. Know yourself.
Exactly.
Step one, know yourself. And
Exactly.
if
And that's a do. That is a do.
that
Know
do,
yourself.
because if you know that you are afraid to not live up to their expectation, then you're gonna up and up.
Right.
You're gonna say that, like, honestly,
Right.
I don't want to lead you in a way or on a path that I cannot really teach you or help you or anything. You're gonna be honest with that, and then you won't cross the line.
Exactly. I find that if a student comes to me and wants to learn something, for example, student says, okay, CricketSong, I want to learn astrology. And I know, you know, you're a wonderful, you know, I've learned so much from your videos. Can you teach me astrology? I would have to say, honestly, no, I know nothing about astrology. I cannot teach you astrology. I'm not going to fake it. And I'm not going to
Pretend.
pretend that I can live up to that expectation. No
Mhm.
way. No way.
And it's really important, because then it would kind of, it would be kind of bragging to, again, because
Mm-hmm.
you're going to pretend that you can, because you do not do not want to disappoint.
Yeah.
But you will in the end, if you are not, into this or that, and you will
Yeah,
disappoint.
you will. You'll not only disappoint the student, because in the end, the student's going to be able to see right through
Yeah,
your
but you will
bullshit.
disappoint yourself.
You're going to disappoint yourself. And whatever spirits that you're working with, whatever that looks like, whether it's spirit guides or familiars or beloved dead or the ancient ones or the gods or whatever,
Or whatever.
whatever, your spirits are going to know. I mean, right?
Yeah. No.
And that could make for a very messy situation.
Yes.
Jasmine, here's a controversial one. Drugs and alcohol mixed into magic, a do or a don't? I was thinking about this earlier too.
Well, to me, it's not a problem, but it's for me. So knowing that alcohol and drugs can be really problematic, and it depends on who is using this into their magic. I mean, if it's already someone who has a problem with drugs and alcohol, then it's a don't, because they might, fall into the dark space they tend to go to. So it's better not. But if this someone doesn't have any problem and know what he or she is doing, then yeah, why not? If it's not like, having a regular shoot, if it's not like this, then there is plenty of culture that where we can see they are using one or the other into their rituals, and yes, it helps to open up.
Yeah, I think
So
I think I agree with Celine. Obsidian Fire. Oh my gosh, forgive me.
it's
Obsidian
okay.
Fire. I agree with her because I think it depends on the people involved. their issues or their challenges, if they have any, with the alcohol or the drug that they're going to be using, the intention of why they are using the drug or the alcohol. Like, why are you, if it's me, why am I going to use this alcohol within my ritual? What is the intention of using it? What is the intention of using this drug in my ritual? Because if I'm honest with myself, I know the reasons why I want to use this, because I have seen situations where it definitely, and I've experienced situations where certain substances will like blow my mind, open up to such unique experiences that I could not experience otherwise. However, it would also for me determine who I am doing this with, who am I doing the magic with, and what is our relationship, and what is their relationship to the substance we're going to use, and what's my relationship to them and to the so there's a lot of intricacies and things to consider. Generally, my rule of thumb is if I'm practicing with other people, if it's an open ritual, if I'm going to a group I've never worked with before, I will not use alcohol or drugs in the ritual, unless it's like a Wiccan ritual and we're doing cakes and ale. That's not like really consuming a whole bunch of alcohol or drugs in that ritual. I would not with people I've never worked before. I need to have an intimate relationship with you in order to do that, so that I know and you know there's a level of trust there, at least for me.
Obviously. And again, there is a level of trust in yourself by using this. I mean, even alone, you need to know why, know if you can handle that, and if you really need it. If you do not really, then maybe there's, as you were saying, another motivation for this, So again, know yourself. Again.
Tip aside, I don't curse, but will curse linguistically. I don't go to burial sites or summon demons or anything I find scary. Okay, so there's a few don'ts here. Cursing, magically cursing, a don't or a do for you?
A do if you need to.
Yeah, a do for me if I need to as well. It's not a normal practice for me.
No,
but
it's not for me either. It's a really really hard thing to do, but you need to think long and hard before casting any curse, because it's a serious matter. But if you need, do it.
Do you don't go to burial sites? Do or don't burial sites or cemeteries or things like that?
Okay, it's okay for me too.
If
I really need to. But again, I know when I go there, I know in which state of mind I go there, and I don't like enter the place and act like I own the place.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't. I go there if I need to, and it's like I present myself to whoever is living there, with the spirits that can be there, the beloved dead, not mine personally, but I try to establish a contact there, and not just going to pick what I need and go out, which is not respectful.
Right, respect.
I agree. If you show respect, you shouldn't have any problem.
Right. I agree. Burial sites, if we're talking about cemeteries, there's definitely a protocol that I would adhere to. When I have gone to, gather graveyard dirt from my ancestors, it's not just a family cemetery. There's a whole bunch of other people buried in the same spot. So there's a protocol. Burial sites, like ancient burial sites, I would go there. I don't know if I would do magic there, unless it's a burial site that I am familiar with and I have a specific purpose or intention or reason,
or link of any sort,
right, that would bring me there to do magic. But yeah, again, even in that situation, there would be a protocol for me too. So how about summoning demons? Do you do or don't you?
What? Sorry, I was reading the chat and I didn't listen.
Summon demons. Do you or don't you?
I do not, because for a bunch of reasons. I do not because I don't like to mess with negative energy, because I don't want to let that enter my life. There is enough, around the world, so I don't want to. Like, it's a matter of choice, and mine is not to. And the other part is, in my understanding, most of the demons are like a human creation. And this is not something I feel the need to use. I prefer other sources. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I don't summon demons. I've never had the inclination to summon demons. I do believe that there are an existence of these vibrational spiritual entities that we call demons. I don't think I have ever encountered a demon. I've encountered some other negative, low vibrational spiritual entities, but I wouldn't have labeled them a demon. Someone else might have labeled them a demon, but I wouldn't. But I would never summon them. I would never really, I've never had the cause or the reason to work with them.
Yep. This doesn't mean that we should not ever, because it's, again, demons, it's a complicated subject. It depends on how you see them. What do you think they are?
Right.
So yeah, I suppose it depends. It depends. But in the end, it shouldn't, probably, because they are what they are, and we should all be able to understand and to comprehend that, but it's not the case. So as it's not a field that I really feel like to go to, so, well, no, why bother? It doesn't fall into place for me, so no.
Right. Gengar asked if demon was a Christian term. And then interesting, Jasmine, funny how many of our demons are just pure Islamic gods, but no one likes to talk about it. Right. So even or I'm sorry, she said pre, not pure, pre.
Which is true.
Right.
Is true. That's why there is some, so those one I do not include into demons, not in my
right. Is Lilith considered a demon? Because I don't even consider Lilith.
I think it is. I do not.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't consider her a demon.
Me
so I guess it depends on who you talk to, right?
Yes, that's why I was saying it depends on
that's crazy.
How you see them. For me,
right?
Lilith is not.
Yeah, I would not consider Lilith.
So, and there is a bunch which are not. So this one I have no problem to work with if I ever feel the need to, because there are no demons not for me.
Oh, okay. So we were getting some clarification, and maybe we should have asked for clarification. I was just going with do's and don'ts. So Tipasai was saying that an aggressive, regressive spiritual entity is what she would, in her, when she said she would not summon a demon, I believe this is what she is suggesting would be the definition of a demon for her.
Okay. So
I would have no reason to summon that sort of spiritual energy anyways. So, I suppose I'm not going to say a hard do or don't for that, because I mean, if I had found if there ever were to be a reason that I felt the need to work with that sort of spiritual entity in my craft for a specific reason. And I guess really overall, if there is a reason for me to do something, and I am not just bullshitting myself, but there is a valid reason for me to do something, to curse, to summon a demon, to summon a god or goddess I don't usually work with, to summon the beloved dead of a friend of mine. If there's a specific reason for me to do this, and I can look at it and it resonates with me, and I've pulled cards or done divination that suggests this is the way I should do this. I've meditated and spoke with my spiritual allies, and yes, this is what I need to do. Then I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's why it depends on many things. Many things.
Right. Okay. Don't. Okay. So I was reading that website. Okay. So, so I think those are my only don'ts. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't brag. Don't leave your candles unattended. I think those are my only don'ts.
Yeah, I cannot think of any other for the moment. So what's with my camera?
I'm just thinking if there's any other don'ts. Okay. Oh, so this website suggests, don't always go by the book. I'll agree with that. This website says don't always do what the book says. Totally agree with that.
Totally.
I mean, read a Cunningham book, great, but don't feel like his words are
gospel.
Bible. Don't feel you can't stray from that. You read a Buckland book, the big blue Buckland book that has all the rituals. You don't have to follow it specifically. No. If you are working in a coven and the coven has a specific set of rituals you're supposed to follow, then do follow that. If you are part of that coven, clearly you initiated into that coven, so you're going to follow those rules. But if you're a solitary practitioner, I would suggest you don't follow someone's ritual to the T. You want to do it so that it makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this person also on this website, I can't remember where it was, but don't buy tons of books, tools, or herbs until you realize they mean something to you and you want to use them. I would agree with that. Don't feel like, again, if Cunningham says you need to have these 20 herbs, a blade, a cup, a besom, a bell, a cauldron, a pentacle, a robe, a sword, a staff, an altar. Don't waste your money, because I promise you will find that there will be at least one tool that you buy that you will never use and waste money. So, yeah.
Yeah, use what you can find at home. It will be perfectly fine. Do not feel the need to buy. This is not supposed to be a commercial trend,
Okay, let's jump into a controversial one. On the website, this person that I was looking at the website put under do's. And under do's, they said harm none, which is similar to the don't harm anyone. So do or don't. We already said do curse. If you feel that it's part of your practice that you are willing to curse, then my thought is, how can you curse without harming anyone?
Yeah.
Because a curse is to cause some sort of suffering or harm.
Yeah.
So I don't live by harm none. That's not something I live by. I will say that I generally try not to cause harm. That's not my intention. My intention is not to cause harm or suffering, unless I'm cursing. And then there is the intention to cause harm.
Yeah. But and I think, to not say I know, we are functioning the same way. If you are finally cursing, there is a lots of good reasons for you to be in this position. This is not the first thing you're gonna do. It will be the last ever thing you might do. So yeah, I do not jump onto that either. But then, if I curse, I will harm in some way. So no, I'm not going by the do not harm.
Yeah, I don't go by the do not harm. Even when I was identified as Wiccan, a lot of people throw out harm none as a Wiccan rule. That's really not what it is. You have to take it in context. Ideally, you follow your true will. You try not to harm others. Do what you will if it doesn't harm anyone. And if it causes harm, then you should think about what you're going to do. You should really consider what you're going to do. Think about and contemplate the consequences of the harm that you're going to cause. But honestly, as witch, we should always do that. Yes. I mean, we should always consider the cause of our actions. Yeah, because we claim the power of what we're going to do. Even if you are working with a god or goddess, or you are working with other spirits, you are the physical aspect. You are the physical manifestation that is going to send out the power wherever that power comes from. You may be working on behalf of a god or goddess. You may be working on behalf of a spirit, another spiritual entity, but you ultimately are going to feel the effects in the physical realm of whatever it is that you're doing in the physical realm. So whether it's sending out healing and positive intentions and altruistic acts of magic, or whether you are cursing and doing maledictions, you are going to feel the repercussions of this in the physical realm, whatever those consequences are at whatever time that they come. So as witch, we should be considering this anyways. But I would not put harm in either do or don't, because it's just, I don't know. It's not a do or a don't. No. What were people saying in here? I'm just curious because that is controversial. I think if we're being honest with ourselves and our true nature, I don't believe it's possible or always the best idea, causing no harm. I guess this is just this is a question. I don't know if it's a do or don't, but do you believe the rule of 3, that everything comes back in 3s?
No, not in that form, at least. I mean, I do believe that if you are sending out some type of energy, this will come back to you at some point. But 3 times bigger, no.
Yeah.
Not even half the time. Not even, it depends. I've seen people like acting not really nicely and yet never pay for it. If we do, consider the 3 times thing. There is people that goes like without any consequences. I do think there is a kind of, I do more than think. I do believe that there is an influence that we do put into that. If you do believe you're gonna be the focal point of a 3 times whatever you put out, then you're gonna be, because you do believe that. So it's like you put it into whatever magical work you are doing, because you are believing so much this is gonna come back, that it will come back, because it's part of your spell, kind of.
Yeah, I personally think that that rule of 3 was taken out of context, and it really deals more with individuals who are coven initiated. And within the coven, if a witch does another witch within that coven harm, or does something that isn't beneficial for the coven as a whole, then the rule of 3 applies. And it's really dealing with how the effects of that negative spell is affected. It's affected to the individual, to the coven as a group, and to the egregore that is created. So I think it's really taken out of context.
Yes,
So I don't believe that an individual that does magic is going to feel the effects of that magic on them 3 times.
no,
Although you could then, another interpretation that I've read that I kind of have some feeling about, is that you feel the effects of your magic in the 3 realms, being the physical, the astral, and the spiritual. So
this is more
when you do magic, you will affect your spiritual essence. You will
that's
affect things in the astral realm, the unseen realm, and you will affect things in the physical realm.
yeah, that's a better way of seeing the things, because there is obviously something that gonna come back to you, but not in the, like, the revenge mode or the karma mode. It's not
Yeah.
it's not the same thing. And yeah, I was answering the classical 3 times, not the other way around. I was just answering the first one.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look. There's a nice conversation going on in chat, but it's not a do or don't, so I'm going to let them continue. Okay, so this kind of goes hand in hand with the don't curse. This website suggests don't use magic for revenge, sabotage, or to get back at someone.
Sorry, for revenge and
Sabotage. Basically, it's don't curse, but they're specifying it. I think we've covered that.
yeah.
Don't use blood in your magic.
What?
Don't
Why?
use blood in your magic.
Why? What's with my camera tonight?
I don't know. Don't use blood in your magic. Is that a do or don't for you?
Do if you need to.
Exactly.
Do if you need to. I did, and I will again if I need to.
I agree.
Just be aware of what you're doing, but it's another realm of questioning. But yeah, do.
Exactly.
Do curse with your blood if you want to.
That's right. Do use blood in magic for revenge, sabotage, or to get back at someone. Yeah, there you go. Do.
Yeah, do. I mean,
okay.
if you, yeah.
Do. Oh, yes. Let's talk about the personal gain thing. Jasmine, yeah, that's a thing for me. The whole don't use magic for personal gain.
I mean, man, this is not Christianity, okay? So yeah, but we need to like at some point draw a line. Of course, Jasmine is right. Do use magic for personal gain, or do use blood, or do use whatever you want to. We are not Christians.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my little brain goes on a little thing.
So,
Don't use magic for personal gain. Okay. Okay.
so
Let's
what
say,
for? Okay,
what are you using magic for then?
yeah, because if I do cast something to heal one of my beloved friends or one of someone of my family, there is a personal gain here.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we never ever use magic for any type of personal gain, okay, so do what?
What would you be doing?
Plant herbs and that's it?
Well, what kind of magic would you be doing if you're not doing, and let's say specifically witchcraft or casting spells specifically? Okay, I can't cast spells for money, can't cast spells for getting a job. Okay.
Yeah,
Can't cast spells for finding a soulmate.
yeah.
Can't cast spells for finding any inner enlightenment.
No,
That's
no,
personal
it's a
gain.
personal
I'm
gain.
gonna do
Yeah,
that. No spells for no weather magic if I want a sunny day. Personal gain because I want a sunny day to go on a picnic with my. Oops, can't have a love. Can't do a love spell, so I'm probably single, right? Couldn't do spells for my own health. Couldn't do spells for my family's health. Couldn't do spells for my friends' health. Couldn't do spells for my job that I don't have because I can't do a spell for employment.
yeah,
What the heck am I going to do spells for?
nothing.
Can't protect my family, can't protect my friends, can't protect my city, state, or country because that would all help me. Well, forget it. Can't protect the world either because I live in the world. That's personal gain. What the holy hell am I going to be doing spells?
Yeah, not much. You're not even a witch at this point. So yeah.
Please, personal gain, everything at some level is going to attain something for me because what is my definition of magic? Manipulating the energies with my will to create a reality that I desire. There's already desire in magic.
Yeah,
I am already looking to change something.
it's
personal
like it's the foundation of it. If you do not want to change anything and you're okay with like enduring the rest of the world, so be it. But you're not a witch.
Seriously. Oh my goodness. Okay. One of mine is do continue to learn. I think that we as witches and even magical practitioners, in order to get better or to become more influential, to have our spells manifest quicker and more effectively, we need to continue to learn. So like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in one area. It's continuously learning about ourselves, learning
Yes.
about our relationship with the spiritual realm, and then learning more skills or how to get better at the skills that you already have.
Yes.
I think just learning and interacting with other people, learning about their practices, learning about their success and failures with magic will help you as a witch.
Absolutely. Or trying to understand their spirituality, their beliefs. It's a very important point. Stay open, listen.
Interesting. Eldrith Dubwa. Eldrith Dubwa. I think it may have been misunderstood. Don't cast for personal gain at the cost of another's prosperity. But my feeling is that this thought, if this is what it was meant, don't cast for personal gain at the cost of another's prosperity, is assuming that prosperity has a limit.
Has a limit, yeah.
There is
just available in a limited amount.
Yes. And I don't believe that. I think
No.
it's all limitless. Energy is limitless. I don't think there's like just 100%, and we have to take the 100% and divvy it up. Obsidian gets 25%, Jasmine gets 25%, I get 750%. That's suggesting it has a limit. And I don't think magic and energy and anything is limited. I think it's only limited by our physical perception of what it is. So I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yes, continue to learn. That's a do. Do continue to learn. Do make it yours. So I agree with that too. This website suggested that anything you do, you should make it yours.
Yes.
And I agree.
Because of this simple fact that if it comes more from you, you logically gonna have more confidence, more faith, and so injected more power into what you are doing, comparing to just applying whatever spell you read on whatever book, which is not yours. There is no intent of yours into it. This is someone else's words, someone else's work. So yeah, do make it yours. It's always better.
I agree. I think there's a difference between, and I think you can see this in any other art forms, like, drawing, painting, sculpting, music, singing, playing an instrument, any other art forms. You can tell when someone is just copying, like just doing the mechanics of it. You can definitely study enough so that you can follow the mechanics of something. But my feeling is when you put something of yourself into whatever it is, whether it's your love of the line or the shapes or the appreciation and the love of the beauty of whatever you're creating, there you can see the difference in the result. So I think if you put something of yourself into your magic, so say you're doing a ritual that Cunningham suggested or a spell, but you put something of yourself. Maybe you raise energy in a different way than he says you should. Maybe you say something differently. You change some words in the incantation. Maybe you change an herb. You switch out patchouli for rosemary. Maybe you do something very little, very subtle, very different. You're gonna, I believe, and feel that you're gonna have a better outcome of that spell than if you just did it the way he suggests it.
Yeah, I agree.
There's more talk about, we only have like 4 minutes left, and there's more talk about the gain, personal gain, is it?
Oh, the personal gain. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was about the limit of the prosperity, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like very kind of mundane of understanding of the thing, like it's more induced by capitalism. This notion of not that there is nothing limitless and that prosperity isn't available for everyone.
Yeah. I think, honestly, the perspective in that, and I know that a lot of people have that perspective, and I guess I understand, but I don't agree. Right?
Yes, I understand, but I don't agree. But that there is a lot of work to do for many people, on that, me included, to work on this idea and put you out of it. Because as long as you believe that this is limited, you probably won't succeed any magical work you are trying to put out, because in the end, deep in yourself, you do not believe that there is enough, or that you're worth it, or
Mm-hmm.
anything. Fill the blank. But so there is a lot of work on that to do for many of us, I think.
I
This is
agree. I think our society,
yeah,
like you said,
invented the
capitalism,
idea.
we are born into this systematic way of thinking
Yep.
that there is a limit. There are only certain people that will be able to succeed. And I know I have some of this myself. I mean, I was born into a capitalist society that encourages this from day one, that you're breathing air, that only 10% or 3% will be millionaires. When in reality, I mean, it's limitless, but we are so conditioned to believe certain things that it's hard to get out of our own way.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
Practice. Do practice.
Yep,
we don't have a lot of time, but do practice.
Practice.
You can only learn so much from books.
Yes. Yeah.
Books are great. I love books. You love books, Obsidian. Many of us in the chat love books, but there's only so much you can learn from books. You need to put your knowledge into practice. And witchcraft is a practice. It's something that we do.
It's not just an idea.
Right.
It's a practice. So you do need to practice, because at whatever art you want to name, you need to practice it in order to get better at it. So to practice.
Yes.
Practice. Do not fear the failure.
Right.
You will. At any point, at some point you will, because it's a part of becoming better at it. Like in any kind of art. Anyone. It's the basics. You're gonna fail at some point, but you're gonna learn something from this failure and the next one, and in between you're gonna be better. So do not fear to fail.
I agree.
Try it.
Right. You're not going to learn unless you try and practice. Yes. So our time has come to an end. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It was a wonderful conversation in chat. Wonderful. I do have to self-promote Becoming Witch. If you haven't gotten yourself a copy, you can find it on Amazon. Becoming Witch, Back to the Basics. Yes, Amazon, if you want autographed copies, reach out to me. I have copies I can send you, but it is available on Amazon. And if you want a tarot reading, oracle reading, or other wonderful witchiness, check out my website. It's ticking below, and see what I have to offer. And the next live stream I will be doing on my channel will be on June 26th. Not sure who I'm going to have on, not sure what I'm going to talk about. So make sure you are subscribed and clicked for notifications so you can get that information, or check my website, or join the Facebook group, or check the CricketSong Facebook or Lunar Wisdom Facebook. I'm everywhere. So check that out. Thank you, ObsidianFire, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone in chat. It was wonderful to have this conversation. What a lovely audience we had today.
Yes. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to read it, but it seems very interesting.
It was. Thank you all. Much love.
Until next time. Bye.